Let's go at 3 again. Does that work?
Okay.
Maybe 2. I'll have to think about it.
Hi, how are you?
No, I got you.
Wait, wait, she's gonna say something. Wait, she's gonna say something. I'm saving it. Yeah.
Alright, we gotta go.
Oh, of course.
You good?
Yep. We unwind this like we're supposed to.
I'll do it. Alright, let's go. Hello, Shaker Heights varsity hockey fans. Once again, we are here in the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena as Shaker Heights comes into Game 2 of the Walsh Jesuit hosted Greg Shupe Memorial Tournament, and Shaker Heights entering in after a tough loss yesterday in their afternoon game. It was a tough loss against Walsh Jesuit. We'll dive deeper into that as the game goes on, but Shaker Heights enters into this one ranked number 22 in the OHSAA state rankings. Rocky River, on the other hand, the second best team in this tournament. Again, it's not a whole packed tournament. It's only 4 teams, but Rocky River enters in at number 14 in those OHSAA state rankings. Now, last year, between these two teams, they had a 1-1 even split in this Rocky River Shaker Heights series. December 14th for the Thornton Park tournament, Shaker Heights fell to Rocky River 5-2. It was a tough contest, and that continued the winning streak for Rocky River in this series against Shaker Heights. But then, exactly a year ago, on December 27th for Game 2 of the Walsh Jesuit Greg Shupe Memorial, Shaker Heights was able to come back and get the victory, a 4-3 victory against Rocky River, which ended up getting them the last win they needed to take the title of this tournament. Now, Rocky River enters in today 10-7-4 after a 4-4 tie against Menor yesterday for their first game of the tournament. As we mentioned, Shaker Heights now entering in 5-9-3 after their 8-3 loss to Walsh Jesuit, a loss which really relied on those final couple of moments of the first period in which the defense collapsed for Shaker Heights. There's no way around that. In the blink of an eye, it went from 2-1 to 5-1 before the first intermission hit. Now, right now in the Greg Shupe Memorial Tournament, the standings look as such. Walsh Jesuit, with their dominant win over Shaker Heights, take 4 points out of that game. And Rocky River and Menor, off of their tie, they split the 5 points up for grabs in each game at 2.5, so they're tied for that second place. Shaker Heights is in that last 4th spot with only a point because they won the second period. Now, Rocky River is yet to lose to a team in this tournament. They are 2-2 against Menor and Walsh Jesuit combined, with a tie against Walsh Jesuit on the 29th of November. They beat Menor on the 30th of November, and here in December, they beat Walsh Jesuit and then tied to Menor, as we mentioned just yesterday. But thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We are going to send you down as Shaker Heights is once again rocking their classic red look, and Rocky River in their maroon and gray look. A lot of notes coming into this game. A lot of tension between these two. Some familial tension perhaps as well, as cousin Jake Brokaw on the Rocky River side wearing number 4, going up against, again, that cousin Max Brokaw repping number 11 once more for the Red Raiders. It's also Grandma Brokaw's birthday today, so a happy birthday to Grandma Brokaw in attendance into this one. Hopefully she'll be in for a good game with her grandkids. Hopefully nothing too crazy. Hopefully no crazy hits between the two of them. Can imagine they'll be taking it pretty light if they're both on the ice together. 15 minutes up on the clock, symbolizing the start of period number 1. Shaker Heights, their first line, back in the form of Connor Mayhew, Colin Arth, and Sebi Juan. Colin Arth and Connor Mayhew, 2 of the puck in the net picks. Cameraman, what do you want for today? He wants Max Brokaw once again in the family contest. Here, Connor Mayhew taking it up the right wing. He's trying to get on by that time number 10 of Rocky River, but immediately thrown to the side. Shaker Heights are today coming really just to get a big-time statement victory over a big-time team in Rocky River. Here, Calais just fumbled it a little bit in his crease. He's able to glove it up, however, and hold on for the whistle as the puck is frozen. We'll get a face-off on that Red Raiders side. Face off to the right side of Calais. Just Brokaw. Again, our cameraman's puck in the net pick. We had Colby taking Colin Arth today due to the fact that Gavi Lappin decided to take Connor Mayhew. Oh, here a big statement hit in the far side corner that time, laid down by Isaac Lazar. And now this one lifted up and into the near side netting by number 19, Kyle Rush. And with that, face-off will go into the side of the maroon and gray. A fun little uniform combo. If you know what the LA Kings, I believe that was a stadium series a couple of years back. If you know what that kind of look is, it's kind of like that with the split colors with a line in the middle. It's a fun look. It's not exactly a classic high school uniform combo, but it's fun to see out there. Here, taking it up the right wing, Rocky River with a centering feed. Here, the save made by Calais. Just shot coming in the slot that time from Nolan Toole. But Calais just keeps this a scoreless affair. Nothing. Fresh new set of 5 out for Walsh Jesuit. A much more empty bench out there for Rocky River as compared to Shaker. Shaker with a little bit more depth. Could be because of the holidays. We were talking about that as we saw in the JV game before this one between Shaker Heights and Walsh Jesuit. Shaker once again did fall to Walsh Jesuit even at the different level. It was 4-1, I believe, the final. But yeah, both sides really only had 5 or 4 guys on the bench. It was probably a tiring one for any JV player. So you're consistently switched in and out. Here, Arth, Juan, Mayhew back out there. But yeah, I'm deciding to take, I forgot to mention, I'm deciding to take Isaac Lazar. So 2 guys there on that second line. And then you got 2 of the first line. 13-17 left to go here in the first period as that one took a lazy glide over to Kalergis. Still scoreless. A little morning game for us all in Northeast Ohio out here in Strongsville at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena, in which we have Shaker has now played, what, their last 5 games, this being their 6th straight here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. That time a shot ripped at Kaler just right off the rip. Now this face-off, McGinnis tried to get it, but instead it goes for another shot that time. It went wide that time from number 25. A number I do not have on the roster this time. Up the right wing, that pass looking for Axel Schneider from Isaac Lazar. Lazar couldn't get back to it. This time it'll just be dumped in by the sophomore Ursepke. Delayed offside. Schneider gets back between the blue lines, and as he touches up, ooh, this one going to touch up, and Ursepke heads up play to get the neutral zone turnover. It hit off of a raised stick from Isaac Lazar. No high sticking, however. Didn't have enough lift on it. It's really just at a 90-degree angle here. A shot from the red line of center ice, but as Shaker decides to go and get some changes, it's a safe play for Rude to just go ahead and play this one out. However, this one, as it banks off the glass, it almost ended up to Rude once again. Or excuse me, Jackson Greer is actually your netminder. 12-10 left to go in the first period of play through the neutral zone. Here's a good opportunity, thrown off the puck for an extra second and throwing him off the play entirely. Nolan Toole will be able to center it, however, eventually to an actual guy I was mentioning earlier, and that is Jackson Rude, but now thrown into the corner. Goldstein, number 4 of the Red Raiders, thrown off the play, and as Shaker tries to clear, it's kicked in just along the point. Here another centering feed, and this one might have nicked off of Kalergis, and so as a result, flew into the corner. But here an opportunity for River to get it back, but the centering feed went nowhere except to the opposite side. Here's another opportunity. Once again, fighting for it is Toole. Shaker just working to clear. A lot of pressure out of Rocky River early in this one. Here's this one centers. Goldstein able to get it out to Hannah. Hannah just dumps down. It'll go as an icing on the Red Raiders as we get the hand raised, the whistle, and the call. 11-14 left to go in this first period of play. Face-off will go back to the Shaker Heights side of the ice. As you can tell, Shaker Heights attacking from left to right on your screen. Right to left goes Rocky River. 0-0 your score. Kaler just already showing up with some good saves. And immediately off the draw, it's cleared out. Here, Rocky River man tumbles down in the neutral zone, that time being Nolan Everton. And here's a good opportunity for Juan to pick it up in the corner. He was going to go for the center pass, but that was too much of a force. Timmy Juan had to get through 4 bodies that time to hit his man. Here's Cole Richard. Richard wraps this one around. Connor Mayhew picks it up, clears it out. Juan unable to get there in time. We go back to the defense of the Pirates. And now here's a good opportunity for number 24 to get something going. Rebound was given up. That time to number 24, but Newman unable to get a good shot away. Here's Cole Rich up the right wing. He's going to center this one to Juan. Here's a good chance. He'll hit the outside of the right post, or maybe a bit of the side of the net. Regardless, great opportunity. Unable to bury it home. Just a little bit off target. Here's another opportunity for Luke Newman. He's just going to dump this one through. Hop off for a change. A fresh new set of 5 out there for the Pirates. Shaker Heights, on the other hand, looking to catch them in a good transition game. Here's Isaac Lazar taking it up the right side. He'll go for the shot. Hits the stick of number 19, Kyle Rush, in front of him. Goes up and into the near side corner netting of that side. Shaker Heights with a good piece of pressure right there. Best pressure so far for him in this one. This one's wrapped around, picking it up at the corner, but maybe a bit too aggressive was Teddy McGinnis. Luckily, flip-flopping with him is Axel Schneider, so it'll be kept to a 2-on-2 rush. Schneider back with Goldstein. Here, centering feed. Schneider will tip it, but to the point, it still goes to Forrestal. Wrapped back around. and eventually picked up Axel Schneider. Schneider will somehow be able, by a miracle, drop it off to Lazar. Lazar to Brokaw. Brokaw waits. Brokaw will try to pull the trigger. It'll go wide off to the left side. Perhaps more of a pass to Isaac Lazar. Lazar bumping off number 11 that time, being Josh Soraika in the neutral zone. However, the Pirates still able to take it back up along the blue line, and this will go on net. Good use of the stick from Kaler just to send it along the near side boards. Shaker will be able to clear. They'll take an opportunity to go for the change. Lazar in the neutral zone will be able to free it out. Here, Fitzgordon. Fitzgordon just played, actually, in that JV game a moment ago. Perhaps going to be getting some more minutes this time as Lappin, as we mentioned, is out in this one. Here's an opportunity for Rude in transition, trying to center it over to Goldstein, and that is a trip and a half on the near side of the slot. Man, what can you do there? Rude went colliding into the net, so we're going to need to get that all fixed. 8:44 left to go in the first period. And, yeah, as we mentioned, clear as day penalty on Lincoln Goldstein. Tough penalty to take. Of course, it's never easy to get a defenseman in the box, especially for 2 minutes in these kinds of positions. Yeah, honestly, that very well could have been a penalty shot. If they have it at this high school level, I think I may have seen that once, but I can't be positive. But regardless, Rocky River on the man advantage. Here, it snuck through the traffic, but somehow went wide. The net is out of place, and the referee will blow this one dead. Only 10 seconds off the penalty. Man, oh man, Shaker Heights under some sustained pressure right now. It's going to be Arth against Rude for the face-off. Rude will win it back. And up along the far side boards, up to the near side point. Here's Rush. Rush looking for the shot, but good poke away from Colin Arth. It'll go all the way down the length of the ice. A strong poke check. That freed it all the way back. 8:20 to go in the first period. 0-0 the score. Shaker Heights really needing the win here if they want to stay alive in the Greg Shupe Memorial. That'll be played with a high stick. Regardless, goes into the near side netting off of the stick of Kyle Rush. 8:11 to go in the first. And the closer you look at the Rocky River uniforms, it's kind of a weird-looking shield that they got on the front of their jersey. They got the RR on the top side of the shield, and then at the bottom you have the Pirates logo. It's a very uneven kind of logo for their crest of the jersey, but we're not fashion designers. We can't do anything really about it. Here's Shaker Heights going to send this one down. Good work by Cole Richard to send it up and along the glass and down back into the Rocky River side. Shaker Heights has really not let anything go for this Pirates squad here in the early stages of this penalty. Goldstein only in there for a minute longer. We're halfway through the man advantage period for Rocky River. The alternate captain in the form of Rush sends it to the near side, but he'll have a give and go as he gets it back. Now Cole Richard clears it back. Juan going to try to get there first and try to poke it deeper into the river zone. And he'll pin it up against the boards, kill an extra couple of seconds. He'll take a stroll back over to the bench. Brokaw coming out. Brokaw and Schneider, now the two forwards out for Shaker. Here, good poke by Ersepke. Brokaw off the backhand, try to clear it out, but instead it's given up. Here, a good opportunity. And the save made by Marios Kaler just in the play is blown dead. Man, oh man. Great save that time from number one. Got pulled after the first period yesterday off of what was a 5-goal first period. Again, not a whole lot of that was his fault. It was mainly a collapse of the defense there in the final couple of minutes. 7:09 to go in this first period. No goals being scored just yet, which actually was a 1-1 affair against Walsh Jesuit through the first 3 minutes. A lot of scoring taking place here, trying to find the opposite point to number 16, Nolan Overton. But he didn't know it was coming his way. He was working his way up into the face-off circle. But as he tried to move it up, it didn't exactly connect. Here's a good opportunity for Luke Newman to try and bring it in. Here, he'll try to center it himself and trying to kick it through. Was Newman, but it won't connect. And here, glove save to Kaler, just picking it up. Here's Schneider. Off the bench is Connor Mayhew as Goldstein went off for a change. Schneider, Brokaw, and Mayhew, the three on offense. On defense right now, Cam Mayhew and Ted McGinnis. Here an opportunity to try to create the offensive zone turnover. Brokaw, however, not able to get there. Here Luke Newman taking it up the near side boards, but it just went out of his reach. And up along the far side, the Pirates hold on. Here number 10, dumping it in. That's Oakdyke. And now here comes the shot from Oakdyke. And Kalergis with another big time save. 6:05 to go in the first period. Still a scoreless affair through this one.
Let's go, Shaker!
On defense, we're getting some new legs out there. It's going to be your Sepke and the captain Cole Richard. Taking the face off for Shaker will be Arth. Arth out there with Juan and Mayhew. Here a good pass. Mayhew's going to be able to get there. Can he rip the shot? Oh, he takes it to the backhand, but it just escaped his stick, so the shot went wide. And Shaker going to look to get it back. Great opportunity that time for Connor Mayhew. Good spread out of number 31, Jackson Greer, to make Connor Mayhew second guess his shot. This time, stick collision between the alternate captain Kyle Rush and Connor Mayhew, and the puck goes flying up and into the far side netting. Looks like here the forwards will switch out. Isaac James, Sam Lippman, and Elliot Hanna will be the new three. 5:37 to go in the first. It's going to be Rude up against James for the face-off. Sepke and Richards still out there on defense. Kyle Rush holds on. This could be a tough one for Shaker Heights here for these next couple of moments. You got the first line out for Rocky River. Here taking it up the left side. It's going to be number 2, Kohler. Kohler tries to drop it off to Rude in the corner, but it's cleared away by Cole Richard. Good work by the captain on defense. Once again, here's Kyle Rush up on the backhand, dumps this one through, and behind the net in the trapezoid. That means nothing here at the high school level. Behind the net of Kalergis, it's picked up, or Sepke to Hanna. Hanna will eventually find Lippman. And Rocky River tries to send it cross ice, trying to hit number 2, Kohler, in stride. It won't connect. Brokaw back out with Schneider and Lazar. Lazar trying to lay the body down in the far side boards. Lazar now a give and go. The shot goes wide from Sepke and into the near side. Schneider up against Rush once again. Long shifts out of Rocky River. And here, they're going to call a penalty in the neutral zone. That's going to be a soft penalty. You can't lie. As that was just incidental contact and an incidental collision there in the neutral zone. Here, give and go back into the slot that time, looking for number 22, Konopka. And now that is a tough penalty call out of the referee between the blue lines. Again, as we mentioned, incidental contact, and that is especially a guy you don't want to lose, and that's Dylan Sepke. And they ruled it a roughing. I don't know what he saw. A roughing call isn't that. But referee sees what he sees. He calls what he calls. Bartley talking to the referee right now. Per usual, the coach doesn't exactly change the referee's mind. And we're back to it. Rude up against Arth for the draw. Rude once again will win it back and up into the near side point. Now dropped back off here to Kohler. Kohler wrapped around. Near side corner. Back up to far side point. Here comes the shot, and it was tipped by Rude, and it'll go up and into the netting, out of play. Less than 4 minutes to go. 1:46 on Sepke's interesting roughing penalty. Into the far side point. Here's a good move around McGinnis. McGinnis with an extra stick. And now that far side boards, they're keeping it there. Now we'll go near side. Here's an opportunity for Konopka. Eventually, Arth going to be able to pick this one up off of a Kalergis play and send this one down on the near side. 3.5 to go in the first period. 0-0 the score. Rocky River again tying Menor yesterday in a 4-4 affair. Rocky River could also use a big win. Cole Richard with a good neutral zone turnover. He's going to try to go for goal, but he couldn't get the deke move to go around Kashi and Kohler. And Rocky River back in their own zone, still pressured by Richard. as the forward Lazar dropped on back. Richard still pressuring. Now the defenseman needs to back check. But here on a change, it's not going to go as a good opportunity. Oh, they don't call a trip that time. Maybe a makeup no call out of the referee that time. 3 minutes left to go. 40 seconds left in Ersepke's penalty. Here's a chance for Kyle Rush. Rush works it back into the near side corner. Here's a chance for Tool. Tool just working with Konopka. Konopka back to Tool, and Rush tried to get the tip right out in front. Cole Richard wraps it around where it came from. Arth trying to get it and clear it, and eventually he will. Just past the stick of Konopka. And now 15 seconds left to go. Oh, Greer struggling to get the puck away. Whiffed on it twice there in the corner boards. Now Rocky River with 5 seconds left to go in their power play. Standing up here is Ersepke. And Ersepke going to head right over to the Red Raider bench. Coming out is Connor Mayhew. Here Brokaw. Brokaw sends it up to Mayhew. Mayhew with a good opportunity. He'll take it up. He'll deke around one man. They try to drop it back, or maybe a good stick move that time out of Jake Brokaw. Here Cam Mayhew loses this one. Will it be another opportunity this time? Oh, that time Newman taken down right in front. Connor Mayhew touches up. It's going to be another rough play out of Cam Mayhew. Cam Mayhew with a struggling time yesterday. As you could audibly hear the signs of frustration. Clear penalty right out in front. Claire just says net, and honestly not exactly the wrong move. Newman had the leg up on him there in that play. So a minute 44 left to go in the first period. If Rocky River cannot capitalize in this first period, 16 seconds carry over of power play to the second period. This one dumped on down. Shaker does not want to lose this first period. But now it's in jeopardy. This is the third power play chance here for Rocky River in this first period. Shaker has not had a chance on the man advantage. 90 seconds to go in this first period. Cross ice feed somehow reached the guy number 25. Again, name we do not have on the roster, so number 25, all we can give you. Now it's dumped along the far side boards. Now kill off some more time. A quarter of the power play knocked off for Rocky River. Juan Arth, the two forwards out for Shaker. On defense currently, it's Ersepke and Richard. Now up along that right wing once again. Ersepke with good work to get it on back, and that'll escape all the way past Opdyke. And into the Rocky River side we go once again behind the net of Jackson Greer. Opdyke going to hold on. And Opdyke actually just going to go for a skate in his own side. Blue line to blue line now. He's going to keep it moving. Bartley yelling to his Red Raider players all the way in front of the bench. Now here's a chance this time for Ersepke to dump it down. And here's a trip on Juan as he tried to get an opportunity. I believe Opdyke just fell, but his stick got tangled up in the legs of the alternate captain of the Red Raiders. And so as Juan draws the penalty, oh, I don't even know if he knew it was him. Oh, there we go. Eventually, Noah Opdyke, after hopping onto the bench, realizes it is him, so now he'll hop over to the sin bin. 31 seconds left to go in the first period. It's now 4-on-4 for the remainder of it. Schneider getting tangled up with Rude here. No penalty called as Rude lost the stick. Here Connor Mayhew with a good chance in the slot. Immediate turnover and immediate goal. Connor Mayhew scores. Lappin getting the puck in the net pick here. And with 18.5 seconds left to go, Shaker Heights with a 4-on-4 goal. And there looks like they're going to win this period. That's big time here to get a point here for the first.
Let's go, Shaker!
Great heads-up play by number 6 out of the Red Raiders. And Connor Mayhew takes this lead into the Red Raiders' hands. First lead here in the Walsh Jesuit Greg Shupe tournament. Connor Mayhew maybe isn't done yet. He'll try to skate this through the neutral zone. Schneider tries to join in the play as well. With a good wrap around the body of, I believe that was Rude once again. Almost created a turnover along the blue line. Here's Shaker Heights just fighting to get this one to intermission. Here they have to rip the shot quickly. Schneider didn't know the clock was not in his favor, so time will expire in the Rocky River side. And we get a big-time goal there with 18.5 seconds left to go in the first period. Gavi Lappin gets his puck in the net pick to go as Connor Mayhew gets the big-time goal. So Shaker Heights up 1-0 after the first frame of 15 minutes. But don't you worry, 30 more minutes to come in this one. We'll be back for the coverage of the middle frame, the second period, coming your way after this first intermission. Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call, 1-0. Shaker Heights leads. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity hockey fans. Welcome right back in here to the West Rink of the Walsh Jesuit Greg Shupe Memorial Tournament, hosted by the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. That's where we sit here in Strongsville. Shaker Heights holds the lead through the first 15 minutes. That first period, Shaker Heights leads by a score of 1-0. A goal coming late in that first period from Connor Mayhew, a 4-on-4 goal created all by Connor Mayhew with a turnover in the slot right in front of Jackson Greer, the Rocky River goaltender. And Shaker Heights, however, is losing all of the stats. They played them very well, but they're shockingly losing all of these stats. If you saw that first period, you would be surprised as well. They're losing shots attempted 17-5, shots on goal 11-3, face-offs even 13-6. Shaker Heights has been beaten in every category by a large margin. However, they hold the lead, and it doesn't feel like they've lost much of these stats. They've really played them pretty evenly, and of course, as mentioned, they hold what is a big-time point there for that first period. We're going to send you down. Shaker Heights still in 4-on-4 ice hockey time for the next 16 seconds, as they still have Cam Mayhew in the box. And then they're going to be on the power play for about 1:15. Here to the near side, Connor Mayhew from his own blue line gives it up to Juan. Juan back over. They actually have 3 forwards out, Shaker Heights does. Now here over to Cole Richard, the man out of the box. So here comes Isaac Lazar. It's going to be a power play for, as we mentioned, about a minute now, 1:10. Here to the point, Arth drops it off Richard. Richard finds Mayhew. Mayhew tries to rip the shot. He'll whiff on it as he was pressured in front that time by number 9, Nolan Toole. Now here Richard trying to stick with it up at the point, and indeed he will. And now he'll go for the shot. Lazar will pick it up here. Lazar tries to go over to the near side boards where Arth was set up, but again hit by Toole. Arth will be able to stick with it now up to the blue line, to the far side, trying to rip the shot. That time was Mayhew. Now the alternate captain, Juan, picks it up at the near side point. Richard trying to give it back up to Connor Mayhew. The lane to pass that closes quickly. Here's Juan. Juan, no lane to shoot. Richard back with it. He'll rip the shot. Looking for the tip in front was Lazar. Can't make any stick-to-puck contact. Here to the cross ice feed. Sebi Juan. Juan, Arth looking to drop this one back off at the point. Here's Cole Richard. Richard works around Toole. Richard rips the shot. Rebound given up to Lazar. He's unable to lift it up over the pad of Jackson Greer, and that should kill just about the rest of the time off, as now up out of the box is Noah Opdyke here. That'll go as an icing right off the penalty time. As that time, Kyle Rush sent it down the near side boards. Face-off to go to the right side of Jackson Greer at the near side face-off dot. Hannah, Brokaw, Schneider, the squad out there. Oh, this is going to be a Brokaw face-off. It's going to be Jake Brokaw up against Max Brokaw for the face-off. That time, winning it was Jake Brokaw of Rocky River. Cam Mayhew taking this one over to the near side. Ted McGinnis leaves this one to Schneider, but Schneider unable to actually work it more forward as 3 Pirates came into the area. There's a bit of equipment down there in the near side face-off circle. You can see a little piece of black something in that near side face-off circle. Here delayed offsides for the Pirates. They need to touch up between the blue lines. It's given up to Hannah. Hannah pressured again by a collision of 3 Pirates, and actually here the Pirates go colliding into each other in the neutral zone. That time a collision from Jake Brokaw and Luke Newman, 4 and 24. Here Elliot Hannah back between the blue lines. He tries to leave it to somebody behind him, but Cam Mayhew was way out from that pass. Here's Axel Schneider trying to pick it up at the point, but instead the other number 9 picks it up, and that's Nolan Toole. Toole tried to rip a shot, but not enough on it. 12.5 to go in this second period. Max Brokaw up against Jackson Rude. And now here, a good opportunity. A cross slot feed. Looking for Toole, and he's unable to get good contact off the stick. And here, a pass all the way back. Was looking to the point. That pass actually came from Jackson Rude. Here, Isaac Lazar trying to leave it to Lippman. Lippman didn't exactly decide to take the initiative that time. And here, as a result, unable to get much going. Here, James Lippman. Lazar remains out. Isaac Lazar taking up the right side wing. He'll beat the man behind him. The time being Kyle Rush. Rush with a good back check will save the goal. Here the pass through the outstretched stick of Rude. And as he's not able to draw any contact just past the red line of center ice, it'll go as an icing on the Pirates. Face off back over to Greer's side. First line forwards back out for Shaker. Face off here, Arth against Konopka. Rocky River doing well on the face-offs. They win another with 11:25 to go in the second. Here, a good stick in the lane of the cross-ice feed, but immediately still picked up right place, right time by number 3. Number 3 being the defenseman, Sam Forrestal. Here's a good opportunity on the 3-on-1. Up the right side, here's Colin Arth. Tries to get it over across the slot. Here's a chance for Mayhew. Mayhew ripped the shot, another chance for Richard. And this one went wide. Here, Arth getting back over to it. Up at the point, trying to save it was Orsepke. But now Mayhew needs to retreat back with puck possession. Gives it to Orsepke. Orsepke with a give and go. Here's Mayhew once again. Mayhew able to work through one man, but the puck given up to Kyle Rush. Here, Orsepke with a chance to keep it in, and indeed he will. He'll give it up to Arth. Arth over to Mayhew. And oh, it almost hit the man in front, man number 22, Lucas Konopka, once again. But found its way on net, but just enough to make the save. So far, shots on goal. 5-1 to the advantage of Shaker in the first couple of moments in this second period. Shaker defending the 1-goal lead still. Here, delayed offsides. Arth just going to hop off the bench here. Man down, being Konopka. In between the blue lines, he's going to hop off. Eventually, here, Brokaw and Mayhew working to clear it out from the blue line. Working for the Pirates that time was McDonough, but now Shaker will be able to clear it all the way down. They'll rule it icing. Face-off going back to the Shaker Heights side. 9:50 left to go in the second period. 1-0 the score. Red Raiders on top. Goldstein and McGinnis, the defensive duo. Brokaw to take this face-off for Shaker Heights up against Jake Brokaw. Rocky River once again. Here McGinnis tried to send it cross ice to Lazar, but instead it hit the skate of his own man Schneider right between them in the neutral zone. Rocky River takes it over and tries to get something going on the offensive side, but now they'll need to retreat. Here's number 16, Overton. Overton trying to center it back over to McDonough. Can't connect. And the net of Kaler just picking it up is Teddy McGinnis. McGinnis holding on. It's wrapped around. Now Brokaw bumped off the play here. Centering, gets shot. Perhaps trying to center it over to Jake Brokaw. Didn't exactly find his man. Instead, it found the pad of Kalerja. So he just covers up for the face-off in his own side. Here, Hannah, Juan, and Fitzgordon going to be your forward line. Not your typical look of 3 that time. Here, whiffing on the shot was Rush. So we go into the far side corner boards. Orsepke wraps this one around. Elliot Hannah. Hannah goes to Orsepke. Orsepke can't make it happen, but instead will eventually find the alternate captain in Sebi Juan. 19 against 19. The defensive number 19 of Rocky River, Kyle Rush, will be able to poke it away. And it will try to clear it, yes indeed, but on the wraparound, Orsepke keeps it in for an extra moment. Now here we'll go down. Here, Jackson Rude beaten by Cam Mayhew in the Red Raiders side. Cam Mayhew dekes around Rude as he puts on the brakes, trying to clear it out. Kept in by the hand of Rush. And now here's a Rush up against Fitzgordon to get the puck possession in the Rocky River side. Rush able to get it past number 9, Toole, but back in the neutral zone. Sending this one on net, Cam Mayhew. A forced save that time from Greer. Good goaltender for Rocky River. Really a skilled guy is Jackson Greer. Here's Jackson Rude. Rude pressured from behind here by Cam Mayhew. Here's a chance for Rush. Rush's shot goes up and over the crossbar. Isaac James out there now. Connor Mayhew as well, trying to get the puck possession behind the net of Kalergis. Kalergis eventually just going to cover up, and the face-off will go to the Red Raiders side. Red Raiders under pressure in their own side, but able to manage and keep this a 1-0 game to their own advantage. Arth to take this face off. Juan going to stick out there for Shaker Heights. So he's getting basically back-to-back double shifts. Here trying to go all the way down the neutral zone and to reach Connor Mayhew, but it won't connect. Here Cole Richard trying to clear it away, but instead it's picked up by a Pirate there in the corner. Pirates able to stick with it, but here pass right to the captain, Cole Richard. Richard will rush forward with Mayhew. Mayhew dekes around one guy, now looks for an open shot off the backhand. It'll go to Greer. And what? Oh, the net comes out of place. Just over halfway through this one, as we're halfway through the middle frame. 1-0 Shaker Heights still in the lead of what has been a good and closely contested matchup between out-of-league opponents. Here in the Greg Shupe Memorial, again, Shaker Heights defending last year's title of the tournament. Again, they won this game exactly 1 year ago, December 27th, 2024. Shaker Heights was able to take the win in a 4-3 affair. Looks like we might have a closely contested one again. Here, Arth able to get around one guy, tried to rip the shot, but whiffed on the shot. Here, I'll try to drop this off to the point. Now needing to retreat back is Lazar. Lazar out there with Mayhew and Arth now, as Juan, as we mentioned, a long shift out of him, so they ended up pulling him. And there the pass all the way back to the point. Lazar is going to win the race there if Greer was not involved. Greer wrapping this one around. Brokaw hopping on. Mayhew still out there as a forward. Mayhew gonna stick with the play, but at the point as it goes to Rocky River. Rocky River dumps this one down. Connor Mayhew stays out there. Now Lazar hopping off. Mayhew's been out there for a minute. Different line pairings, creating different shift lengths and uneven shift lengths for the forwards. Here's Schneider looking to pass this one up to Connor Mayhew. It just bounced under the stick of Mayhew and got on by him past the red line of center ice. Brokaw, Schneider, and now going to be Sam Lippman. Here, the pass cross ice. Schneider finds Richard. Richard near side finds McGinnis. McGinnis takes the rush up the left wing. He'll take the shot. It'll go wide off to the right side. Lippman going to be able to keep it in at the point. It'll hit a Pirate right out in front of him. Richard trying to go for the shot. Keeping it in play is Schneider. Schneider tries to get it over to his guy. Brokaw tried to get a centering feed to Richard, who was working his way through the slot. 5:45 to go in the second period. Here Richard with the shot, and the save made from Jackson Greer. Good. Sustained pressure that time from the Red Raiders with 5:42 to go. We'll get the face-off in their attacking side. Man, oh man, on defense now, it's going to be Ersepke and Goldstein. The forward's going to be Lippman, going to be Hannah, and going to be James to take this face-off up against Rude. It's going to be a tough look here. Getting into the depth of Shaker Heights with Lippman and James here for the face-off. This one lifted up through the neutral zone. Goldstein sends it right down. And whoa, they rolled out a hand pass. Guess that's fair. I don't think that was his intention, trying to slap it down to his stick, but he was pushed off the play and it reached one of his teammates first. So we go back. Should go over to the Red Raiders side. And indeed we'll get a slow movement from the referees. Not exactly too much energy to move it down. Perhaps they had a long holiday season. Eventually, we'll get over to the Red Raiders side. Face off to the left of Kalergis. It's going to be over to our right in the near side dot. Right off the rip, it's going to be Toole on the shot and a glove save from Kalergis. Not exactly a screaming shot, kind of lifted. Seemed like an easy save out of Kalergis, but you never know. Here, Toole looks for another one. Rebound is given up, and they score. Secondary chance, Rocky River is able to capitalize with 5:25 to go in the second period. The goal that time coming from Cashion Kohler. And as Kohler gets goal number 1 for Rocky River, we are back to an even game, 1-1 here. Just over midway through the second period. Max Brokaw out with Lazar and Schneider. Tough look that time. Unable to win the face-off is Arth here today. He's having a rough go against the Pirates, and he lost back-to-back. The second time Toole is able to get his shot for a rebound. Here, Kyle Rush on the backhand. Rebound is given up once again. Brokaw will snatch it up in the neutral zone off the glass. Tries to clear it, but it's intercepted along the point, and it will clear out eventually on a misplay from Kohler. Wrapped around. Shakerites' Cam Mayhew. Mayhew with a couple of defensive mistakes. This time he's going to be intercepted by Kohler once again. Kohler going to hop off for a change. Cam Mayhew getting it back. Tries to wrap this one around. Picked up by Opdyke with an extra kick of the skate this time from Lazar trying to clear the zone. We go back this time. McGinnis leaving it. Cam Mayhew. Mayhew loses it just along the near side post. Cam Mayhew's pass intercepted. This time at the point. Here's Kyle Rush. Rush looking for an opportunity to build something in front. No, he's going to leave this one to the corner. Pass intercepted here. Cam Mayhew eventually will get the opportunity to clear it on down. Will this go as the icing? Indeed it will. Rough pressure coming out of the Pirates here in these last couple of moments. We'll get the first line forwards back out for Shaker as they try to get a lead back. On defense, Cole Richard and Dylan Ursepke. A pairing that seems, you can argue, the most skilled out of the young guys. The oldest defenseman you got these days is really Cole Richard. Unless you get a guy like James Schmidt or even Reggie Fitzgordon taking in a rep at defense. Juan leaving this to the captain, Richard. Richard trying to skate it through the neutral zone, unable to get anything going. Here up the right side, Connor Mayhew tries to send this one deep into the zone. It'll go off a stick of a Pirate in front. We'll see where they decide to take this face off. Should be back in the Rocky River side. This face-off taken outside of the blue line just because that's where the sticks collided and the puck flew out. Referee hesitates. Eventually will drop the puck. It'll be one all the way back to Overton. Overton leading it with Opdyke. Connor Mayhew trying to get this through the neutral zone to Juan. It's unable to reach his man. Now here tripping up is Arth. Arth trying to get back over to it between the blue line. And yeah, as Arth tripped up Juan, that play kind of died. Here Richard trying to clear it out. Overton able to keep it in with a kick of the skate. Mayhew trying to get it back here. Arth will pick it up in the slot. Arth's pass won't connect with Juan. Icing will not be whistled here, as didn't have enough on it to reach the goal line. And here, going to Connor Mayhew. Mayhew works around one guy, but a good drop down to the ice with the knee of Opdyke. Oh, here comes a good rush. Centering feed here. Able to poke it away, and a good save made by Kalergis, and an extra poke of the stick will get it past. Here a blocker save. Here Cole Richard off the backhand will get it up to Arth, and it goes right on past the stick. Down the ice, but once again, not enough to call it an icing. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second. 1-1 score. Connor Mayhew and Ursepke work to keep it in, and eventually we'll go to the far side with Arth. Arth wraps this one around. Mayhew and Arth hopping off, as now we're getting Hannah to come into this game. Hannah going to be joined here by Fitzgordon and James. Here James with an opportunity to rip a shot away, but now he's thrown off the play. Hannah, Fitzgordon. Nothing doing. We go back to the near side. Here's Richard. Richard, the captain. Physical battle that time up against Saraika. Cole Richard eventually able to keep it moving, and here creates a good opportunity on offense. Tries to center it over, and eventually almost able to do so to Lazar. But two Pirates caught up, and now we'll go all the way down. One of the Pirates was down for an extra second on their side. Cole Richard trying to get a pass down through the neutral zone. So he tried, as we mentioned, one of the more offensive-minded defensemen in the GLHL. And you can argue in the state of Ohio, and it's because he's just got such a quality shot. Here Lazar lifts this one off the near side glass. Connor Mayhew quickly back out to the ice. 1:35 left to go. This could be the final changes we get for Shaker Heights. We'll see if Mayhew is out there for the remainder of the time. Here, pass brother to brother. Can Mayhew try to connect with Connor, and eventually good effort. Here we go. The shot from Brokaw. Save made by the blocker of Greer. We go all the way around the boards. Going to try to get there first is Brokaw. Now effort from Cam Mayhew to get the turnover. Can't get it through. Here comes Rocky River the other way. They would have had a 3-on-2. But Cam Mayhew able to get it as the puck just got past one of the Pirates to the neutral zone. A little bit of a mess there in the neutral zone. Passes just don't seem to be connecting. Here's Connor Mayhew back with it. Just sends this one down. Just not exactly the intention you can imagine. It looks like we are going to have one more change here. Juan Schneider. Well, we have 6 guys out there. That's a problem. We have 6 guys on the ice. And eventually, taking a late skate back over to the bench is McGinnis. Man, that could have been problematic. 50 seconds left to go. Axel Schneider dumps this one down. That will be an icing? I guess so. Now we'll get Richard back out there. Goldstein hopping off. On defense, joining him, or Sepke. 42 seconds left to go. This should probably be the last change for Shaker Heights, but continue to say that, and then you get more bodies out there for the Red Raiders. Maybe even an extra man. Oh, here a bad turnover through the slot. Trying to send it near side to Toole. Toole collapses near side, and then the near side boards. Now it goes to Kohler. Kohler, the goal scorer. Here, chance right out in front for Jackson Rude. And now here, an outlet pass goes to Juan. Juan up against Opdyke. He's taken down and will get the penalty. Whistle that time. And oh, Schneider goes down too. And it looks like Schneider was a little slow to get up. Oh, he looks like he's going to send them both. Opdyke on that first penalty and whistled as well. And it's going to be number 16, Nolan Overton. So that's 2 defensemen in the box. So that's going to be a great way to start the third. I know, it looks like the Rocky River coach wants a word with the referee as well. We'll see what they officially gave them. It's going to be 2 minutes, but that's going to be 2 full minutes of 5-on-3 to the advantage of Shaker. Great opportunity for Shaker Heights to take a lead once again. So here, this face-off, one back to Richard, just barely keeping it in. Mayhew going to send it into the center. Arth rips the shot, trying to get it back and into the slot. Richard tried to keep it in, but it'll clear all the way down. That'll kill the rest of the time off. So Rocky River will take the point here for the second period, but we are at a tied affair, a point per team through the first 2 periods. As Shaker Heights was able to win the first period 1-0, Rocky River gets them right back at a 1-0 second period. So it's a 1-1 score through the first 30 minutes. We still got 15 more to come in what should be an exciting third period. 1:46 to start us off there in the final frame of 5-on-3. Shaker Heights having the man advantage by 2. And so we'll see what Shaker Heights can pull together in those first couple of moments of the third. And if not, we'll see. Regardless, are they able to come back into the win column? It's been a moment since they've had a big-time win against a big-time opponent. We'll see if they can do it. 1-1, your score on what has been a great game between Shaker Heights and Rocky River, 2 of the best public schools here in the state of Ohio. Nonetheless, both just down the road in Northeast Ohio. Big-time game between the 2 schools. We'll see who comes out on top, if any. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. 1-1, the tied score through the first 2 periods between Rocky River and Shaker Heights. Hello, Shaker Heights varsity hockey fans. Welcome into period number 3. Of course, the final period here between Rocky River and Shaker Heights in Game 2 of the Walsh Jesuit-hosted Greg Shupe Memorial Tournament here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena's West Rink. Shaker Heights coming into this third period with a big opportunity to capitalize on a minute 46 of 5-on-3 power play time. We had a trip from Noah Opdyke and then Overton also with what you could have called maybe a roughing penalty there in the corner up against Axel Schneider. So it's going to be, as we mentioned, a minute 46 of full 5-on-3 power play time for Shaker Heights as both penalties went right along with each other in that same period of time. But Shaker Heights still as a whole is losing shots on goal, is losing shots attempted 27-21. As we mentioned, shots on goal, that's 20-12. Though they did even things up a lot there in that second period. They tied up shots on goal 9-9 against Rocky River, but they did win shots attempted 16-10. Face-offs as well went tied in that second period 8-8, which was huge for Shaker Heights considering they lost that first period in face-off once again by a large margin. Specifically, Colin Arth has grown in this game a lot with the face-off as well. In the power play so far, Shaker Heights has not been successful. They're 0 for 1. Rocky River is 0 for 3. So we'll see if Shaker Heights is able to change that up with these two power play chances here. Again, they're going to be right along with each other with a minute 46 of 5-on-3 time. 1-1, your score will send you down as we get the opening draw of the final period. Lazar wins this faceoff back to Cole Richard. The three guys out there for the Pirates is Kyle Rush on defense. The one forward going to be Jackson Rude, and the other defenseman going to be Nolan Toole. Here, Connor Mayhew drops this one off, and here's another opportunity that eventually goes to Rush. Rush tries to clear it away, but Cole Richard right there at the point. Take it on back. Here's Colin Arth. Arth drops it back off Cole Richard. Richard gonna send it through for a tip right out in front. Great opportunity that time for Shaker Heights, and they're able to capitalize on one of the penalties, and they're just gonna rule this one to Cole Richard. The defenseman capitalizing that time. And so 30 seconds through this third period, Shaker Heights retakes the lead. They are up by 1, still with a minute 16 of 5-on-4 power play. We'll see what they can get done. Here, right off the draw, Juan tries to move this one forward. Colin Arth now able to move it up. Arth leaves it to Lazar. Lazar's shot went wide. Great opportunity there for Shaker Heights to extend that lead up to 2 in the blink of an eye. This one kept in. Here's Connor Mayhew, the alternate captain, goes up into the far side corner. You know, Lappin already hit on his puck in the net pick of saying Connor Mayhew. He actually predicted that he would get 2. We'll see if that happens. Here, Cole Richard tried to rip another himself. Connor Mayhew now has a backup at the point. Mayhew waits for Jackson Rude to get out of his way. Now Juan, the alternate captain, leaves it to Arth. Arth goes for a little bit of a skate. 35 seconds left to go on the penalty. Arth rips it, and this hits a stick right out in front. Goes up and into the netting behind Jackson Greer. 13:44 to go in this third period. Shaker Heights with a big win here. That would get them, now if this result were to hold, it would give them 4 points as they would win the game, giving them 2. And of course, that last period giving them the other point on a 1-0 win of the period. But we'll see if it does indeed hold. It'll be tough. Again, this is a tough team to go up against. Here comes the shot from Cam Mayhew through the lane. Hit the stick of a man in front as well, being one of the Pirates, and it was Opdyke. Opdyke now going to be able to clear this. Oh, it hits off of the referee's skate. That'll actually help Shaker, as now Recepke's able to take it back in quickly. 10 seconds left to go on the penalty. This one goes around the boards. Is it kept in by Cam Mayhew? No, just reached out. Now here, moving it forward is Kohler. Bit of camera problems here, our apologies. Here, Rocky River getting back over to it. Here's Rush on the rush, goes for the shot. It goes up over the crossbar and actually up past the glass and into the netting. 13 minutes left to go in the third and final period. 2-1. Shaker Heights lead with a goal 30 seconds in to the final frame. Again, on the power play, which is a big power play goal. Their power play just has not been too successful over these past games. But they're able to finally get one of them to cash in. Here, Jake Brokaw trying to get this back up to the point, and eventually, with some help, Opdyke will put it on net. And here, Newman in a race into the corner, but it's picked up by Arth instead. Arth goes up, tries to find Sebi Juan. It'll go right past the stick and into the stick of Opdyke. So now Shaker Heights going to retreat with McGinnis. McGinnis sends it up. Connor Mayhew. Mayhew goes cross ice. Hit the stick of the man in front of him. But Cole Richard able to get it back? No. Arth needs to retreat to the neutral zone. Here's Jake Brokaw. Brokaw up against Connor Mayhew. Brokaw just going to wrap this one around to Newman. Newman getting there first. Oh, basically whiffed on that one, but it'll go behind him to the one Pirate who sends it to the lane, and Brokaw under pressure. He's not able to get a good shot away. Here, Juan and Arth fighting for it back between the blue lines. Opdyke with an opportunity to move it up. Mayhew takes it into the corner to Cole Richard. Richard going to skate it past his own slot, past Jackson Rude. He'll try to flip this forward off of his backhand. Cole Richard keeps it moving forward. He'll move it onside. Juan takes a tumble down on the ice. Cole Richard trying to get it back. Here's Kohler, the lone goal scorer in this one. Puts it on net, and it sneaks through the 5-hole.
Impressive stick handling there, dude.
Catching on Kohler with goal number 2. Number 2 on the back of his jersey. Goal number 2 on the morning game. It has now turned afternoon. Man, oh man. 2-2. We're back to even. 11:43 to go in the period. And now here an immediate penalty out of Shaker Heights right off the draw. It's going to go on Max Brokaw. Man, I didn't even see what happened. Oh, it was a quick little penalty. It's going to go as a cross check. Oh, number 11. Man, oh man. So now an opportunity for Rocky River to take their first lead of the game. They're 0 for 3 so far on the power play. But of course, the more the merrier. We'll see if they're finally able to push one on. Here an opportunity. Rude puts it back up to the point. This is going to go out of position. Pass up to Juan. Juan going to move this one forward, trying to gain the edge. He's taken down into the near side boards. No penalty assessed that time as he took the tumble. Just a good physical play out of Toole. Here Rude holds it at the point, centers it right over to the stick of McGinnis, and McGinnis just dumps this one down. Bartley vocal to his players, figuring something out. Making sure they get into position here on the penalty. Here comes the shot from Kohler, looking for the hat trick here. He's unable to put that one on. Here McGinnis. McGinnis pins it up along the boards. Rocky River will get it back. Up to the near side boards, back over far side. Kohler holds on now to Toole at the blue line. Here an opportunity on the rip. Good block shot out of Cam Mayhew, and eventually over to Juan. Juan gonna deke around one guy. Here's a breakaway chance on the shorthand. Sebi Juan shoots it and he scores! Great play from Sebi Juan. It feels like the shorthanded chances have honestly worked more than the power play. And Juan with a big-time 5-hole goal. And Shaker Heights retakes the lead. It's 3-2 with the Red Raiders on top. Man, we entered in at a 1-1 score. Already 3 goals through the first 4.5 minutes of this third period. It has been a fun last couple of moments. And right now, those moments have led to an advantage for Shaker Heights. This one will just go wide of the net. Richard going to get there, tries to clear it down, and he will get it past Overton all the way down the length of the ice. Brokaw still in the box for the next 35 seconds. Into the corner, Opdyke whiffs on it, and Lazar pins it up against the boards. Good move to kill some time. Smart move out of the sophomore. So now we get all the way back to the neutral zone. Schneider sends it around, and now here, Lazar thrown down to the ice between the blue lines. No penalty assessed. Oh, that's going to be a trip and a half from Schneider. And now we go to 5-on-3 to the advantage of River. Man, that was clear as day. No way the ref couldn't see that one. So now Brokaw still in the box for the next 16 seconds, so not exactly a whole lot of time for Rocky River on the 5-on-3. It's going to be Arthur, Sepke, and Richard to kill off the next 16 seconds and more. Here, face off, one back to the point. Toole drops it to the near side, Overton back over to Toole, and now this time over to Kohler. Kohler was looking for goal number 3, not given up by Kalergis. Here, an opportunity to send it back in front to Kohler, who's set up right in front of the net. Here is Overton to the near side corner. Fresh out of the box is Brokaw, taking the change is Mayu. This one dumped on down to the right side of Greer's net. 9.5 to go in the third and final frame. 90 seconds left on Schneider's penalty. Mayhew and Arth, now the two forwards, or Sepke and Richard remain out as the defensemen. Here, good work by Mayhew. He'll pick it up and on the forehand tries to bank it off the boards and clear, but it's kept in this time by Kohler. Now to the far side point we go to Overton, but his pass intercepted by Arth. Arth going to wrap this one around the glass. That'll go all the way down and kill off some clock.
Go, Shaker!
9 minutes to go in the third period. Shaker up by a goal. Will it remain that way? A short-handed goal coming from a clutch play by Sebi Juan. Mayhew trying to get it one himself if he can. He was able to get a goal from a turnover in the offensive side as well. Just good pressure out of the guys up in front. The forwards creating some great plays and not allowing Rocky River to gain any momentum, or at least not for a long period of time. Now here Opdyke. Opdyke sending it up to the alternate captain, Rude. Rude immediately intercepted by Richard. Richard tries to clear it off the backhand. Now he's pressured by 3 Pirates there in the corner. And into the near corner, it's wrapped around to Cam Mayhew, the alternate captain, however, in the form of Toole, trying to get it back here. Overton, pressured by Lazar to eventually take it away. 8 minutes to go in the period. 5 seconds left on Schneider's penalty as Rocky River just tries to play some keep away in their own zone. Schneider comes out of the box. He'll hop off. Juan comes on. This will be an icing on Rocky River. We're about just under halfway through this third and final period. 3-2. Shaker Heights has the lead, and once again will be a huge win if they're able to put one through. But a lot of hockey left. You can't get thinking about that too much, as now Arth wins this one back. He'll connect with Cam Mayhew. Mayhew tried to wrap that around. It'll hit off the glass. Arth overskated it. Opdyke will take it for River. Off the glass. I'll find their guy, Luke Newman. Newman tried to connect up with McDonough. Can't find his man now, McGinnis, with a bad turnover. Save made by Kalergis on the shot from the far side circle. Now we are about halfway through this one in this third period. And what has been an exciting third period, 3-2. Shaker Heights leads the game off of a 2-1 start of the third. Goals coming from Richard and Sebi Juan. A second goal coming from Kohler. That's the only goal scorer for Rocky River. Here, Kohler tried to move it along the boards. The referee got caught up in the play. And it'll actually create an opportunity for River, but the centering pass blocked right out in front that time by Arth and Cam Mayhew. Arth trying to send this up to Juan. Juan off the backhand, tried to get it over to Connor Mayhew. Can't get through the Pirates, and now here a centering pass, and he scores on the 1T. Jackson Rude puts it along the near side post and past Kalergis. And Rocky River ties this one back. It's 3 apiece. Defensive mistakes, same thing we saw in that last game. It was a matter of defensive, clear, prominent mistakes. And another one that time, and Shaker Heights pays the price for said mistakes. And now they need to regroup and try to take a lead back. Here, pass goes back off the draw to Sepke, Richard. Richard tries to send this one to Brokaw. It'll actually go on net as it goes past Brokaw. And now here, Sepke. That ref keeps getting in the way. Man, he needs to get out of the play. 6:40 left to go in the third period. Rocky River has it in their own zone. This pass going to hit off the stick of Cole Richard, so it won't go as an icing here. as Richard actually holds it here. Kanupka gives it back to Soraika. Soraika off the backhand wraps this around Cole. Richard going to be right there to pick it up. He'll try to wrap it around. Finds number 25 of River. Again, no name on the roster for number 25. Our apologies. Now here's Lazar. Lazar up to Cole Richard. He'll split the two defensemen. Rip the shot. Tries to get a secondary chance, but he'll collapse as he reaches out the stick. Unable to get a good play on net that time. Here, Soraka will just send this one on net. Counted as a shot on goal, but an easy save for Kaler. Just 6 minutes left to go. Here, Lazar gives this over to Schneider. Schneider try to give and go to Brokaw. Doesn't find his man, Cam Mayhew tripped up. No call that time, as he only fell to his knees, so they didn't exactly rule it. And this time it's launched up and into the Red Raider bench that time by Jake Brokaw of Rocky River. And we will get the face-off. Should be in the neutral zone with 5:46 to go. His face-off, one back by River. Here, Opdyke. Ooh, Opdyke hit by Elliott Hanna. The referee almost got in the way once more of that hit. And no, here, a harsh hit behind the net of Kalergis. They don't rule the penalty, even though he sent him head first in. And oof, that is a tough play, and he's hurt behind the net. Marios Kalergis. And yeah, Bartley yelling at the referee that's got to be called. Referee telling him he's got to calm down. We're going to step aside as we get the injury timeout. Thank you for tuning in. It's a tied game here at the Brunswick Automart Arena. That should be it for Cam Mayhew, the man that was taken down behind the net of Kalergis. Bartley talking to the ref, and referee going to rule a penalty, it seems, as he's going to send a man to the box. And the Rocky River fans not pleased, but what can you do? And they're going to rule it a roughing. Should be only a 2-minute penalty. But yeah, you shouldn't be expecting Cam Mayhew for the remainder of this one. Number 12, Colin McDonough. Man, oh man, this one fan over here is, man, that guy is not letting this one go. So here's 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. McDonough in the box for 2. On what was pretty much a clear penalty. Isaac Lazar to take this face-off. He's the best face-off guy on the Red Raiders, especially on the power play. However, this one won back by Toole. This one wrapped around the boards. Connor Mayhew going to get back to it. Maybe a little bit more drive to get the goal on a penalty drawn by his own brother. Here, we go cross ice over to the point. We find Cole Richard. Now Juan gives it back. Connor Mayhew. Mayhew to Richard. Richard. Awkward reception of the pass, so he'll kick it back onto his stick. Now here, Arth. Arth back. Richard. Richard tries to rip the shot. Rebound was given up to Lazar, but he's unable to get one through. Now here, they were sending Kalergis to the bench. Looks like I don't know exactly why. It looks like we got a penalty again on Rocky. Man, these Pirates fans are not letting anything go through. 5:06 left to go. 1:33 left to go. 93 seconds left to go in penalty time. It's going to be a 5-on-3. Coach is not pleased. Pirates not pleased. Now there's 4 guys in the box. It looks like maybe 2 goaltenders. I don't exactly know. Now it looks like we're going to get a timeout called by Shaker. We're going to step aside for a moment here. Or actually, we'll stick with you. So here in the third period, a lot going on. We had 2 goals for each side here in the third period. 3-3 going to be your score. A lot of frustration out of Rocky River. A lot of response out of our own cameraman to try and heckle him on back. Man, whoever takes away this game, if anybody, it's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of frustration from Rocky River coaches as well. They're still talking to the referees now, and actually the Shaker coach, one of the assistant coaches, talking to the referees as well. But, yeah, I mean, shots attempted go to Shakerites here in this one, 10-8, but shots on goal are even at 7-7. Face-offs have just about been even as well, though Rocky River has the edge up by 1. .506 to go in this third period. Referees under a lot of fire from the Rocky River side. But Shaker Heights now needing, it feels like, to capitalize here with 1:33 of 5-on-3. Here, Cole Richard over to the opposite point. Connor Mayhew bringing it in. He'll find Arth, and now Mayhew going to go for a little bit of a skate. Behind the net, he's going to look for a shot, and it snuck through the 5-hole. Connor Mayhew again. And as we said, Lappin didn't need to, but he got specific on his prediction before the game. He said Mayhew would score 2. And indeed, there's his second. We'll see. Maybe he's not done yet, as it is now a 4-3 score. And this is the exact score, actually, by which Shaker beat Rocky River 1 year ago today. So we'll see if they're able to cap this one off once again. So now actually, are we still on 5-on-3? Man, it looks like we might be, because they ruled it. Looked 2 penalties originally, as there was 4 guys in the box. Now there's 3.
You gotta make the other one 148 too.
So if it remains 5-on-3, it's going to be 5-on-3 for another 1:48.
It's 4-3, right?
The score's 4-3, but the scoreboard not updated because they're trying to make sure they have everything situated for the penalty time. But yeah, only 3 Pirates out there. And there you go. Shakerites up by 1. What a big-time opportunity for Shakerites to actually cap this off, put some icing on the cake. Here, Connor Mayhew back in his own side. I'm going to drop this off to Cole Richard. Richard goes for a skate in the slot in front of Colergis. Now he'll move it past Toole and up to Connor Mayhew. Mayhew might look for a Hattie if he can get one. But now here's Cole Richard. Cole Richard back Mayhew in the near side corner. 5-on-3 for the next minute 24. Back through the trapezoid over to Connor Mayhew. Mayhew back Cole Richard. Richard waits. Goes Connor Mayhew again. Mayhew behind the net to Juan. Now back Connor Mayhew in front to Richard. Richard Mayhew. Mayhew back Richard. Richard faked a 1-T shot. Now they'll try to rip one through. But Connor Mayhew will just give this back over to Juan. Juan unable to make something happen as it's poked away. Arth will get it back. Now Lazar unable to take it back. Richard will keep it in the neutral zone so it doesn't go all the way down. Unable to actually keep it in the zone, however. Here comes Richard. Richard tries to deke around one guy, and he does so successfully. He'll take the shot. It'll go wide off to the right side. Rocky River's defenseman Overton will clear it down. 40 seconds left on Opdyke's penalty. 30 seconds left. Arth going for a skate. What will he do here? He'll beat Kyle Rush, send it back up. Arth trying to get it back. He'll take a tumble, but he's helped out by Juan. 20 seconds left at 5-on-3. Or Sepke, Richard fakes, or excuse me, fans on the shot. Now tries to center it over. Nobody home here. Able to keep it in at the blue line. Juan over to Arth. Arth will take the shot. Greer with the save. 3 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. And now here your men out are going to be on defense. Are Sepke and McGinnis on offense. Brokaw, Hanna at the wings. Schneider tied up as the center on the draw. And this one will get through the 5-hole of Ersepke. Down the ice we go. 3 minutes left to go in the third and final period. This one dropped off to Ersepke. Minute 45 left to go in penalty time as Aiden Hill is still in the box. And now here it looks like we're going to get a penalty assessed on Shaker. Man, oh man, but now actually the man is out of the box for Rocky River. So I guess that's why we were blown dead. It wasn't actually for a penalty assessment. It was just to clear it up because now we're back to 5-on-5. Man, that's a little bit confusing, but we're back to it. Shaker Heights with the face-off win back to Cole Richard. Richard able to get it out in front that time for Colin Arth, but he's unable to actually send it through. Pax Jackson Greer. Shaker leading the period 3-2 in the score, so they would win 4 points if the result were to hold towards their tournament standings. That would put them up to 5. Now here Juan working with Arth to get puck possession back with Connor Mayhew. Now up to Juan. Juan able to get a good shot. No, he'll try to center it over to Arth, but Rude right in the lane. And oh, Juan will trip him up right in front of the referee. That was not the right idea. And now it'll go for the next 2 minutes in a 2:15 remainder of the game to power play for Rocky River. Surprising move that Rocky River doesn't take a timeout here. So now Shaker Heights needing to fight, and eventually actually we will get that timeout. So Shaker Heights up by a goal. Nothing more, nothing less. Of course you can't be up by anything less, but you get what I'm trying to say. So it's going to be Sebi Juan, a good penalty kill guy on offense. You saw him actually get a shorthanded goal earlier on in the period. But no such luck, at least not for Sebi Juan here in this penalty. You're going to be seeing Arth, and you're going to be seeing Mayhew. .2:15 left to go in the third period. And a lot of pressure on Shaker Heights right now. Rocky River. Shaker Heights talking things over. A very quiet meeting for both sides. And now the referee blows his whistle. Looks like we're getting set for what will be an exciting and a thrilling last 2:15. Specifically, the next 2 minutes in specific with Sebi Juan in the box for a clear as day tripping along the blue line on the Rocky River side. Jackson Greer way out of his crease, getting set to get the net empty. And now here Mayhew on the face-off. Shaker will quickly clear. And that's why Greer will stick in his net for an extra moment. 1:50 left in Juan's penalty. Rocky River will skate it out of their side with the form of Kyle Rush. Rush getting past Connor Mayhew. Rush getting past Ersepke, looking for a center. And now here comes the extra attacker as the net is empty. Cole Richard fighting for the puck possession back here. Rush on the shot, covered up by Mario Skalergis. So the net is empty. And Mayhew and Arth gonna hop off. Richard and Ersepke will remain on defense. Lazar and Brokaw, yeah, the two new forwards out there. Greer actually will go back off. He was gonna come back out for the face-off, but now they're gonna get number 11, Josh Saraika, as the sixth guy. Puck is dropped. Lazar wins this one back. Cole Richard with a quick clear down the length of the ice. It will not go on net, but still 100 seconds left to go in this third and final period. Rocky River looking to tie this one back. They'll skate it through their side of the ice. Kohler, the big-time goal scorer. He's already got two. Now here, Toole getting it past Lazar, going for the shot. Kaler just needing to recollect as he's not able to get a good one, and it went wide. Here, centering pass here to Rude, and it hits a man right out in front, and that was his own guy in the form of Kyle Rush. Here's an opportunity for Konopka. Konopka goes cross ice, unable to connect with Kohler. Kohler sends it back up to Toole. Toole, Kohler, Kohler. Here to Konopka. Konopka back Toole. Toole, Konopka. Ice will go Kohler. Kohler dekes around one man, goes for the shot. It goes wide. Less than a minute to go. 40 seconds left in the penalty time. Toole will send it over to Kyle Rush. Great chance on the 1T. And somehow the second chance sneaks through. Can you believe it? Kohler with the hat trick for Rocky River, his third goal of the game. And Juan will rejoin the play. 49 seconds remain. Yesterday, Rocky River got scored on in the final minute to unfortunately tie 4-4. This time they score in the last minute to fortunately tie it 4-4. So now Rocky River right off the draw, sending this one on net. Kalergis into the near side. Rude staying out there. Both forward lines, the first forward lines are out. Shaker Heights is Connor Mayhew skating this one up the left wing, up against Kyle Rush. Rush with a good poke check, and now trying to center it over to Juan. Juan unable to get it going. This one it's kept in, but in the slot picked up by a Pirate. The Pirates skating it up. On the right wing, McGinnis. McGinnis pickpocketed by Rude. Rude centering feed. Good kick save by Kalergis, keeping this a tied affair. This one goes up to Juan. Juan going to win the race into the corner. 15 seconds left to go. They roll it at icing. Again, that is why it is goofy in high school to have it as an icing no matter what. So they're going to stick. Actually, they're going to take Richard off here and put out Ersepke and McGinnis as the two defensemen. The captain pulled off here. Here, Kyle Rush up against Juan, and now this one cleared out by a great effort by Connor Mayhew. This will go as an offside. So now faceoff should go off to the Shaker Heights side. And indeed, we're going to get the net pulled empty for Shaker Heights. Kalergis with his rear on the bench. It'll add a sixth man out for Shaker Heights. The two defensemen are Sepke and Richard out. Arth, Mayhew, Lazar, Juan. The four forwards. Lazar to take this face-off with the net empty on the Shaker Heights side. Referee waits. He'll drop the puck eventually. And here comes the Pirates, win it back. They'll take the shot. It'll go wide, very much wide, and into the corner. And this one will end tied. Man, oh man, a rough ending for Shaker Heights. Even though it's a tied game, that is just not the way you want to go down. They would have had 4 points had it not been for that final goal, but now they're going to split it even with Rocky River at 2.5 each. Cam Mayhew taken down early in this one. He went to the locker room early. Lappin was out as well for this one, probably out tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a tough go for Shaker Heights, especially they're going to need a miracle in this next game. However, if Walsh Jesuit wins this game against Menor, it'll be a very, very large likelihood that Walsh Jesuit takes home their host tournament. But Shaker Heights played a good game today. There's no denying that. They played Rocky River very well. Again, Rocky River, one of the best teams in the state this year. As we mentioned, number 14 in the OHSAA state rankings. Shaker Heights, however, lost shots on goal and face-offs by larger margins. They lost face-offs 32-24 and shots on goal 32-22. In shots attempted, though, 42-39. That's nothing too bad. In the power play, each team had their fair amount of chances. Rocky River going 1 for 6, Shaker Heights going 2 for 5. So a good power play outing actually for Shaker Heights, which is hopefully something to look forward to in the upcoming games. They have started to connect a lot more on the man advantage. We'll see if maybe they can get something going tomorrow against the Cardinals of Menor High School. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call here today. We're through 2 games here at the Walsh Jesuit Greg Shupe Memorial Tournament. Shaker Heights lost the first one 8-3. They tied this one against Rocky River 4-4. Thanks for joining Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll see you tomorrow at a 12:20 puck drop against Menor.